So welcome back students. So today we are just going to summarize the whole thing. We've been working on file handling for last few days and we have gone through everything, almost everything into file handling. Okay, so we had started like how to read the file, how to write onto the file, how to filter the things from a file, all the things that we have seen. So today, just to summarize few things, what we will do is we are going to go through the question papers of the previous year and we will solve them, and most of the questions, almost all, we have done it. But still, this is the sample question paper for the current year. It was for the current year, but the exam did not got conducted. But this was the sample paper that was provided by the CBSE. So, and this is the question related to file handling. So there was only 2 mark question, and the question was write a function in Python to count the number of lines in a text file story.txt which is starting with an alphabet A. Now this is a very simple straightforward question, and there is a OR option as well. So write a method or function. Now they have said to write a function. Over here also it was a function, so you are supposed to write a function, children. So you are supposed to write a function that is display words in Python to read lines from a text file story.txt and display those lines which are less than 4 characters. So these are the 2 questions. It's the OR option, but we are going to solve both of them. So the first question is very straightforward. I'm going to solve this, and the source code I will make it available for you in form of the PDF. So let's begin. This is a very straightforward question, that is story.txt. We have to open. So how we are supposed to write the code? I will only type the code, maybe, or we can create a file story.txt. Let's begin. So let us take an empty file, and this is a okay. I'll create this as a story.txt, and let me just save this. So story dot txt, sorry, txt, and this is supposed to be a text file. Okay, so I'll save this, and that is story.txt. Yesterday I showed some data, but I did not use this file. Oh, I just forgot to use this file, so I'll just copy the same data and store it in story.txt and save this. So this is story.txt. There is some data into this, and this is the main program. So let us begin. So they have said to write a function, and over here they have not specified any name for the function. So in that case you can give your own name. But if you go for the OR option, over here they have given the name, that is display words. So you're supposed to use the same name for the function. Okay, over here they have not given any name, so you can use any name that you like. So something that actually tells about the program, so you have to use a proper naming conventions. So starting with alphabet A, so I can give some name as starting with A, something of that sort. So def and colon, and that's it. So that's the function, and the name of the function that I have given is starting with A. And now over here we can have the fin, that is a file handler, the open function, name of the file is story.txt, and we are supposed to read the file, so that is our mode. And then what we need to do is, now we can read line by line, or we can read the entire file into a list. So let us read this file because we are going to have all the lines in the list. Okay, so we can read the entire file into a list, and then we can do the list traversing. So L is equal to and I say fin dot read lines, that's it. And then for, and now I'm going to do the list traversing using the for loop. So for I in L, so this is going to iterate, I is going to have the first line of the file, then the second line, and so on till the all the elements in the list. It is going to travel all the elements in the list, and then the for loop will end. So I is basically going to have that one complete line, isn't it? So L will be a list, and it is going to have the elements will be the lines of the file. So the first line will be the first element, so that I is going to have the first line, then the second line, then the third, fourth, and so on. And then so simple we have to, since I is going to be a string value, because it's a first line is going to get received to I, so we can use the index value, that is I of 0. If it is equal to capital A, then what we are supposed to do is what they have said, to write a function in Python to count the number of lines, isn't it? So let us have a counter before the loop. So this is my counter before the loop, and inside this loop I am going to plus equal to 1 increment it. And then outside the for loop we will give a nice message that the lines starting with capital A and I will say counter, that's it, isn't it? Now let us just run this program, and first I will save this starting a.py. Now if I run this particular program, there is a end of file scanning string error, any error. Okay, there is an error over here, that is syntax error, no issues. And there is no line starting with A, is it so? Let us go to story.txt. So you can see this first line, second line, third line, fourth line, fifth, and you can see there is no line that is starting with capital A. And still we should have got the output. I mean, another thing is that I am not giving a call to the function. So that's a mistake. Anyway, in your exam, you're only supposed to write the function. So this is the main program, and then I give a call to the function that is starting with A. So this is the main program, and this is the first line of code, isn't it? So this is a call to the function, and now it is going to jump and do the work for us. So let us just run this, and over here that is okay, line 23, it is giving an error, that is no, that is the library file fin.read lines fin.read lines, it is saying line 9. Okay, story.txt, let me just go through the errors, children, and then we will rectify this, do not worry. So what went wrong? This is the story.txt. Okay, the file got closed, I guess, just a minute. So my program was starting A over here. So story.txt, let me see if this matters. Okay, let us give this another file, that is example.txt. Let us just check. But this is the this there is no problem with the code, children. So this is the exact code you're supposed to write in the exam. Now practically why it's not working, we will just check this out and see. For example.txt, the code is running. There is something to do with this story.txt file. Maybe actually these are copy and pasted from some other file, so certain unknown characters, maybe it is tracking or something is going on. So let me just try one more time. Story.txt over here. And now it is running, children. You can see. Okay, it's perfectly running. Actually, there was double quotes over here, which is this double quotes. But since I've copied and pasted from some other file, so it is related to the Unicode characters. Okay, it was something related to the Unicode character. That is the error out here. That is the Unicode decode error. So it was not able to decode that Unicode. So something of that sort. So that was the double quote. Now this is a double quote, and there was some other character that was a Unicode actually, and so we had this error. But as you can see, children, as I said, there is absolutely no problem with this particular code. So this is the program that you are supposed to write in the exam. I will copy this and I paste this on the PPT, and then I'll make this as a PDF, and you can have this. So that's the first program. So let me just insert the text box and paste it. So this was the first program, children. I will just paste it, and now you should know what program is this. Okay, so I will just paste this. That's it. And then we will move on to the next question. That was what was it? That is, write a method function display words in Python to read lines from a text file. Okay, now they have said read lines from a text file story.txt and display those words which are less than 4 characters. So this is a bit more complicated than the first one, and there is a or option. So why won't you go for this one rather than going for this one? This is a bit more complicated as compared to this, because this is a very straightforward and simple question. So I wonder why they gave the or option, because the or option should be of the same level. If it is easy, the first option is easy, the second option is also supposed to be easy. Anyway, let's do this also. So write a method function. Now over here they're given the name, that is a display words. So let us have one program, that is another program, and def and display words. And then okay, and then what we are going to have inside this is we're going to read the file, that is story.txt, because that's the same thing that they have asked, story.txt. So let us just open this file in the read mode. So I'll copy the same code, and even in fact the second line also, and paste it over here. So till here it will be the same, and then we are supposed to read the lines from the text file and display those words which are less than 4 characters. Less than 4 characters. So we are supposed to read the words. Now what is the logic? Already we have done this also. First we have to convert the line into words. We have to read the lines and then convert the lines into words. So how we can do that? All the lines we have read in a list. Now list is going to have the complete lines, that is the elements of the list, isn't it? And then what we are supposed to do is I will simply say for I in L, the same logic. So I is going to have the first element, that is the first line of code. And then what we will do is I will simply say line, or this will be a list 2, and this is going to have the tokens in form, the tokens means the words of that particular line of the first line. Now I is going to have the first line, so I dot, and then I simply use this split function, dot split function, and I do not need to pass anything because by default it is going to take space as the delimiter. And then now L2 is going to have all the words of the first line, and then I have to check the length of all the words. Now that is the logic that we need to implement. So what logic can we come up with to implement that? So we need to basically count, that is using the len function. So we have len function, and using the len function we can calculate the length of the word. So over here there will be another loop for j in L2. Now what j is going to have? J is going to have the first word. Now this L2 is going to have only the word. The elements of L2 will be the words of the first line because we have used the split function, isn't it? So j is going to have the first word, then the second word, then the third word, and so on. So simply I will check if what? If len of j, and the question is less than 4 characters. If it is less than 4, then what we're supposed to do? We're supposed to print, or we're supposed to count. So we're supposed to display, that is print. So I will simply use print j, that's it, and that's the logic, and that's the program. So let us start the main program and call to the function display words. And now let us run this program and check the output. Let us save this, display words.py, and here it is. You can see the output of this particular code, children. It has displayed all the words that is less than 4 characters. So you cannot see any word, you won't see any words which is more than 4 characters. In fact, it is less than 4 characters means maximum 3 characters, isn't it? So if the question would have been are less than 4 character, or less than or equal to 4 characters, so in that case you would have given this as less than or equal to 4. But now these are the words you can see in front of you. All the words are less than 4 characters. So that is the logic, children. I'll copy this as well and paste it. So that's the second program that we have done. And these are the two questions from the current sample paper, and we have done both of them. So we made use of the split function. Now this is what is going to get checked by the examiner, who is going to check your copies, your answer sheets. So they will check whether you have used the split function or not. So do not come up with any kind of complex logic of your own. The logic should be very straightforward, with which the examiner, or which is the standard answer. So you have to focus on the standard answer. So standard answer, standard logic. Okay, so we have to straight away use the simple split function, and then we made use of the len function. Okay, and maybe you can use this read lines. In spite of using read lines, maybe you have used a read line, and then there was a while loop, and you're just reading line by line, and then you're doing this. So even in that case, there will be only a while loop, and inside a while loop there will be a for loop. Okay, so that you can do it. So that's not a problem, but other than that, your answer should be a standard answer. And then there is one more question paper. We can take one more question if you want. That is, this was the previous year question paper, and here it is. That is, the first question is, write a statement in Python to open a text file readme.txt so that existing contents can be read from it. Now this is very straightforward question, only 1 mark. So they have just asked you to just write that one statement. So what will be the one statement, children? The one statement will be this, that is fin or file handler is equal to open name of that file, that is readme.txt comma r mode, and you are going to get 1 mark for that. So that was the first answer for the first question. In fact, there is one more over here. I just forgot, that was the OR option. So write a statement in Python to open a text file write up.txt so that the new contents can be written onto it. So this will be the R mode, so this will be the W mode. Since this was the R mode, this was the W mode. So the same question, same statement, only the name of the file, and this will be the W mode. So that is the answer. So that's A, and that is the OR option. And then we have B, that is write a method function, that is this is to up count in Python to read contents from the text file, that is writer.txt, to count and display the occurrence of the word is, to, or up. Now this is a bit complicated, but it is very easy also, isn't it? Complicated means maybe for, I think for 2 marks it is a bit complicated. It should have been 3 marks at least. But yes, we have done this also, children. We can read the word. So the same logic, we have this particular code. Let us just copy the same code and open a new file and paste it over here. And have they asked or have they given some name? The name is up to. So basically we are supposed to read the words, the occurrence of is up, sorry, is, to, and up. And this is the example. It is up to us to take care of our surrounding. It is not possible. That's the text file. So this is the output, that the count of is, to, and up is 6. So this is it occurrence of okay, we have to just count. So this is it, that's 1, this is 2, 3, 4, this is 5, and okay, one more we left out. So oh yeah, this one is, it is up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and this is 6, I guess. Is, to, and up. 1, 2, 3, and acha, is and 2 up. So this is, sorry, is so 1, 2, 3 is 2 up. So 1, 2, 3, and this is 4, and 5, and this is 6 over here. So, right, so we have to just count it. So let us implement the logic for this. So the name was is, to, up count. Let me again check the name, that is to, up count. So I'll change the name and make it is to, up count. I'll copy this and paste it over here. That's the call to the function. And then we are supposed to, okay, now that's the same logic. Now j2, and now j is going to have the words, isn't it? And over here uh, we have to basically check whether if, so that if condition is going to change over here. So if j, if it is equal to is, then the or, right, we require or over here, this or what we can do is, if j in, and then we can provide some options over here, that is comma, or no, sorry, is up is to up, so it's okay, is to and up, and we are supposed to have a counter, so counter plus equal to 1, and let us have a counter before the main loop. This counter is equal to 0. So that's it, that's the logic. And then outside the outermost loop, print, okay, you can give a proper message that the what is the message that they're given over here is count of is to up is. So I just copy this to save time and paste it. So this is how you're supposed to write in your exam, children, comma, and then the counter. So this is the logic. The same logic was there, only that if statement has changed now. Now let us just run this, and is to up dot py, and it is saying that 0. Is it 0? Now it is capital is to up. So this is the program, that is story.txt. Okay, so now to check the logic, there is no word that is because all this is in small letters. So let us have, I will just add something over here, that is over here is, over here I will add 2, and in between somewhere I will type something like up. Fine. Achha, this I need to give it as okay, I'll just give this as comma because then it is going to create problems. This will be read as one complete word, but that's okay. The logic is perfect, children. You're going to get the marks. Okay, we're not going to get into small details, some other checking. We are not supposed to do that. Okay, this is straightforward answer, basically a standard answer. And okay, so let us go. Where is my program? That is to, and now let us run this. And now you can see the count of is to up is 3. I had given 3 words. So if I add some more, and we are going to have the perfect answer. Again up over here, and I will save this. And now if I run this, it is 4. So this is how to do it, children. Something over here is to up and 2. So everything is working fine, I guess. Display, okay. Now it is saying again 4. Why it is giving 4? Just a minute, let me check this one, because there is a full stop. So that's the reason I said, that full stop or comma is going to create a problem, but still that's the standard answer, children. You can go for this one. So you can see the count of is to up is 5, because if you see the question also, they have not given something, after it there is no full stop or comma, but that's okay, children. That's the standard answer. And then as a programmer, you can do some further checking, and then you can come up with a very perfect answers. But this is what your examiner is looking for. Okay, this is the examiner is looking for, this is the answer that he is looking for, he or she. So this is the answer, children. So I hope you have understood this, and then we can have some more questions. We can keep on solving. You can also solve with these questions, children. Then there is a or option to this. This was a 2-mark question, and then there is a or write a method function, that is, what is this, aedisp in Python to read lines from a text file, that is writer.txt, and display those lines which are starting with either with A or starting with E. Now this is a very straightforward question, children. I'm not going to do this because this is the same question either, so just going to have a or option. So it will be like I of 0 is equal to A, or it is I of 0 equal to E. That's it, isn't it? So let me just copy this for this particular function, and so those are the 3 questions that we have solved. Paste it over here. Oh, it did not got copied. Just a minute. Okay, is to up. And then, okay, so this is the same one. I guess I'll remove this. So let me just create the PDF file, children, and then you can use this PDF file. And I'll save this with the question solved. And let me just go to my folder, that is J and class 12 questions, question solved. Okay, so this is the PDF file. I'm going to give it to you. So you can practice it, children, start your project work, and I will give some more topics to you regarding the projects and also guide it to you. You can also come up with your queries regarding the project. And as I said, we do not have to spend a lot of time on the projects because we have to focus on the 70 marks rather than the 30 marks. 30 marks are also important, but yes, we are going to give less time because that is 30 marks. So we have to give time accordingly to the marks also. So it's 30 marks, so accordingly you have to give time to that, and we have to focus more on the 70 marks. So that's it, children. So I'm going to end this class, and then we are going to meet directly on Monday, and we are going to take up some new topics. Okay, so bye for now, children.